Have you ever felt like something's just not quite right with your child, but every time you try to explain it, you're dismissed with a quick fix or told that they'll grow out of it? You're not crazy, and you're definitely not alone. In fact, I want to actually introduce you to a different approach, different way to think about this, different way to look at our child's health. One that's actually built on science and listening deeply to moms and dads just like you that know in their gut that something is wrong, something's off, because here's the truth. Symptoms are just the surface. And in order for us to go deeper, we need to look deeper. All right. So I want to tell you a quick story about Theodore. Theodore was a little boy that came into our practice, and for the first time, his mom actually got some answers. For the first time, his mom actually found out what was going on, and instead of looking at or being told that she was crazy or that something's not right, or again, he'll grow out of it. Her and Dr. McKenna sat knee to knee, and Dr. McKenna showed exactly what was going on with her child's nervous system, and what she saw wasn't a guess. It was data. It was a real visual, real life window into her son's nervous system that it's been trying to communicate all along. Traditional medicine looks for obvious problems like infections or broken bones. They look at blood charts and whatever, and things that you can't really see. So that's why I like blood tests, MRIs, that's why they go to it. But what's really the truth about our kids who are sick and anxious and constipated and exhausted or bouncing off the walls, all these tests are coming back as normal. That's where our approach needs to change. All right, we don't guess, we test. And if we do it using our incredible, awesome insight technology, it is designed to see the function of our kids' nervous systems, so we can see what's going on. Our nervous systems are our air traffic control centers. They coordinate everything, all right? And let's just break this down on an even simpler level. Your kids' nervous systems, our nervous systems control everything. Our sleep, our digestion, our immune system. And our nervous system has three big parts. It has our sensory, it has our autonomic, and it has our motor system. And when stress gets stuck on, and when it gets stuck on early and often, like we see with so many of our kids, think of how that's actually gonna show up. The symptom's like a fuse box for our body. When one of those fuses go out, then the whole room goes dark. It can affect everything. And those insight scans, our neurological scans, help us find out what switches are off. And more importantly, it helps us decide and distinguish why. So there's three big differences, or three big different scans that we use in our practice. We have a neurothermal scan, which tells us how your child's nervous system, like the digestion, the hormones, the immunity, how they are communicating with our brain. We also do an EMG scan. That's our neuromuscle or our neuromotor scan. These measure energy and tension in the muscles of our neurospinal system. Now think about it with our kids with ADHD or autism or sensory challenges. Too much energy can overwhelm an already overwhelmed nervous system, and that triggers our brain going into fight or flight mode. This leads to more outbursts, emotional dysregulation, focus problems, sensory barriers. And then the third scan we do is our HRV scan. This shows us a big picture look on how your child, or even yourself, how you're adapting and responding to stress. Is your nervous system stuck in that fight or flight mode, that survival mode, or is it actually able to translate into health with rest and digest and healing? Most parents say the same thing when they go through these scans. So I'm not crazy. This is actually what's going on. Or they take a big sigh of relief and they go, this finally explains what's going on. All right? Because for the first time, they're not just seeing the symptoms, they're seeing why those symptoms are actually happening. And once we know why that stress is happening, once we know where it's coming from and how severe it can actually be, we can start to do something about it. We can take an action step. At True North, we take all of your child scans and we break them down. We look at it very, very specifically, and we do a personalized, precise care plan. It's not cookie cutter. It's not one size fits all. And our goal with these care plans is not just to bring people through. It's so we can give parents specifically answers and action steps on what they've been searching for. If you've been searching for someone to actually listen, if you tried everything else, but you still feel like you're just missing something, or your mom and dad gut is telling you that there's more going on than anyone's ever told you, this is your next step. So let's get scanned. And let's get to the root cause of what's going on so that your child can not just survive, but they can thrive the way that we want them to. So if this hits home for you, take some action. Please share it with another parent that you know or may think that they may be struggling. You never know the difference that one share could possibly make for you and your family or for everybody else in your community. My name is Dr. CJ Castellano. I'm with True North Chiropractic. I can't wait to serve you and your family moving forward, and I'm excited to see what those scans say.